Deep inside Rolls-Royce's most restricted testing facilities, a clandestine engine program has just reached a critical breakthrough. Is this the secret power plant designed to transform Canada's Gripen fleet into an Arctic predator? Today, we're declassifying the propulsion benchmarks that could redefine NATO's northern flank and secure Canada's strategic autonomy. As tensions rise across the frozen frontiers of the North, Canada needs more than just a jet. It needs a technological revolution. We are analyzing how Swedish airframe agility is meeting high-thrust British engineering to outpace regional threats. Can this hybrid engine give Canada the industrial leverage required for 2026? What happens when you push the limits of propulsion to ensure absolute Arctic sovereignty? We're breaking down the secret engine trials that bridge the gap between stealth demands and extreme cold weather performance. Discover why this specific Rolls-Royce breakthrough is the missing link for the Gripen's dominance in the high-stakes skies. This isn't just another engine update. This could be a propulsion breakthrough that quietly reshapes Canada's air defense strategy. According to leaked 2026 high-altitude test data from Rolls-Royce's European facilities, a new engine configuration, internally referenced as the RM16 architecture, has been undergoing trials specifically calibrated for extreme cold and thin air performance profiles. Now pause there, because that combination matters more than most people realize. Canada's interception missions are not Mediterranean patrols. They're Arctic response operations. Long distances, sparse infrastructure, high altitude, brutal temperatures, limited diversion options. Standard Eurojet-class engines were never optimized for that environment. What makes this different? The leaked test metrics point to a redesigned high-pressure turbine section, lighter composite fan assemblies, and recalibrated bypass ratios, all aimed at improving thrust-to-weight performance at altitude, not just raw power, sustainable power. That distinction is critical. In Arctic interception, you need rapid climb rates from cold-soaked runways, stable combustion in sub-zero air density, and efficient cruise performance over vast patrol arcs. An engine that performs well over continental Europe doesn't automatically translate to performance over the Beaufort Sea. The RM16 appears engineered for that exact problem. And here's where it gets interesting. The architecture reportedly diverges from baseline Eurojet standards, suggesting this isn't simply an incremental upgrade. It's a tailored propulsion solution, optimized for geography, optimized for range, optimized for sovereignty. If true, this would signal a strategic shift, because propulsion is policy. An engine defines operational radius, reaction time, payload flexibility, maintenance cycles, and ultimately, deterrence credibility. Why conduct high-altitude trials in secrecy? Because propulsion breakthroughs alter negotiations, they change procurement leverage, they influence fleet decisions before contracts are signed. If Canada is evaluating fighter platforms for long-term Arctic dominance, an engine specifically tuned for northern interception changes the entire conversation. This isn't about chasing headline speed, it's about sustained thrust where it matters most. And if the leaked data holds up under scrutiny, what we're seeing isn't just a technical tweak, it's a recognition that Canada's geography demands specialized propulsion, not off-the-shelf solutions. The real question now is simple. Was this testing exploratory, or was it preparation? Because if propulsion has already been adapted for Canada's Arctic profile, the next procurement decision may be closer and more strategic than anyone thinks. If you want analysis that goes beyond the press release and into the engineering logic shaping tomorrow's air power, subscribe now. The future of Arctic interception may already be in the test chamber.
This isn't just about a fighter jet. This is about Arctic sovereignty. Because the high north is no longer a frozen buffer zone, it's a strategic corridor. And the aircraft that patrol it must survive and dominate in conditions most engines were never built to endure. Let's start with the core question. How do you fly, fight, and intercept at -40 degrees Celsius? The integration of advanced British-built power plants into the Gripen platform fundamentally changes that equation. Cold start reliability, combustion stability in ultra-dense air, and thermal resilience at extreme temperature gradients, these are not minor adjustments, they're survival requirements. At -40, hydraulic systems thicken, electronics contract, metal tolerances shift, engines lose efficiency if not specifically tuned for sub-zero ignition cycles. What this propulsion integration appears to prioritize is rapid scramble capability from Arctic forward bases without lengthy thermal conditioning delays. That's a major operational advantage. Now layer in geography. The Northwest Passage is vast, increasingly navigable, increasingly contested. Shipping lanes are expanding, surveillance demands are rising, and patrol arcs stretch thousands of kilometers with minimal infrastructure support. Range isn't optional. Endurance becomes sovereignty. A fighter tasked with Arctic patrol must loiter longer, refuel less frequently, and maintain high-altitude persistence over maritime corridors where response time defines deterrence credibility. Short-range tactical profiles designed for European theaters simply don't translate to Canada's northern realities. But there's another layer few are discussing: heat signature. In a world of increasingly sophisticated infrared search and track systems, engine exhaust temperature isn't just a technical metric, it's a survivability factor. If this new propulsion configuration enhances heat signature suppression, it directly impacts detectability against advanced Russian over-the-pole interceptor networks and evolving Chinese long-range Arctic reconnaissance ambitions. Lower infrared visibility means extended reaction time. Extended reaction time means tactical leverage, and in contested polar airspace, seconds matter. Russia continues expanding Arctic airfields. China calls itself a near-Arctic state. Strategic bombers, long-range patrol aircraft, and high-altitude drones are probing northern corridors more frequently. So the real issue isn't whether a fighter can reach the Arctic, it's whether it can operate there, reliably, repeatedly, and with survivable thermal discipline. If the propulsion integration truly enhances cold weather durability, long-range efficiency, and infrared suppression, then this isn't just a technical upgrade, it's a sovereignty multiplier. Because Arctic defense isn't about symbolic patrols, it's about sustained presence in an environment that punishes unprepared platforms. The question now becomes clear: is Canada preparing for routine Arctic assertion or anticipating strategic competition at the pole? If you want analysis that goes beyond platform branding and dives into the engineering realities shaping Arctic air power, subscribe. Because the next frontier of deterrence isn't tropical, it's frozen.
This isn't just a fighter jet discussion. This is industrial leverage. Because behind every procurement headline is something far more powerful than the aircraft itself: control. And that's where the so-called Maple Leaf industrial package becomes the real story. At its core, this offset proposal reportedly brings Rolls-Royce engine maintenance, deep overhaul capability, and partial assembly operations onto Canadian soil, not subcontracted abroad, not dependent on foreign facility availability, localized, embedded, sovereign. That changes the equation immediately. Engine sustainment is the backbone of fleet readiness. If you control the maintenance cycle, you control sortie generation. If you control assembly and software integration, you control upgrade timelines. And that's where this becomes strategic. Because traditional American alternatives operate under ITAR, the International Traffic in Arms Regulations. That framework can restrict software access, limit source code visibility, and complicate third-party modifications without US approval. In practical terms, you may own the aircraft, but you don't fully control its digital brain. This new partnership appears structured specifically to bypass those constraints. By leveraging British origin propulsion systems and a more flexible export framework, Canada could secure greater autonomy over mission software, weapons integration pathways, and future system upgrades. That's not symbolic independence, that's operational sovereignty. And here's the broader implication. If Canada establishes a domestic aerospace hub centered around propulsion sustainment and software integration, it doesn't just service the Royal Canadian Air Force. It positions itself as a regional maintenance and modernization node for NATO partners operating similar platforms. Think about that. Instead of sending engines overseas for overhaul, Allied aircraft could cycle through Canadian facilities. That means high-skilled engineering jobs, advanced manufacturing investment, long-term service contracts, supply chain depth. Sustainment is where the real money and influence lives. Procurement is a headline. Maintenance is a 30-year revenue stream. If structured correctly, this industrial package transforms Canada from a customer into a contributor within the Alliance's aerospace ecosystem. And that's the strategic pivot few are talking about. Because industrial offsets aren't charity, they're leverage tools. They shift bargaining power. They anchor foreign partners inside domestic infrastructure. The question now becomes, is this simply a procurement sweetener or the foundation of a sovereign aerospace strategy designed to reduce dependency and increase negotiating power within NATO? If Canada locks in localized engine sustainment, software authority, and alliance-level servicing capacity, the long-term economic ripple could outlast the aircraft itself. This isn't about buying jets, it's about building leverage. If you want analysis that goes beyond platform debates and into the power structures shaping defense economics, subscribe now, because the real battlefield isn't just in the sky, it's in the supply chain.
This is where tactics meet engineering, because stealth isn't just about shape anymore, it's about integration. The latest propulsion configuration paired with the Gripen's evolving airframe isn't just delivering thrust, it's enabling architecture. The redesigned Rolls-Royce power system is structured to support an internal weapons bay configuration and an upgraded electronic warfare suite without compromising balance, airflow stability, or thermal management. That matters. Internal bays reduce radar cross-section dramatically, but they also shift weight distribution, internal volume, and cooling requirements. Add advanced electronic warfare systems and the power draw increases. Heat management becomes critical. Signal interference must be controlled. Propulsion isn't separate from stealth, it sustains it. Now consider supercruise. Operating at supersonic speeds without engaging afterburners does two things. It preserves fuel efficiency and it protects stealth integrity. Afterburners spike infrared signatures and increase detectability. Supercruise allows high-speed transit while maintaining a lower thermal footprint and a cleaner radar profile. Speed without exposure. That's tactical advantage. But the most overlooked piece may be digital synchronization. Digital twin technology is reportedly being used to simulate real-time interaction between the Swedish airframe and British mechanical systems. Every vibration cycle, every thermal fluctuation, every stress load during high-G maneuvers is mirrored in a virtual environment before physical adjustments are made. That accelerates integration. It reduces mechanical friction between multinational components, and it allows predictive maintenance before faults appear in flight. This isn't just hardware fusion, it's software harmonization, a Swedish aerodynamic philosophy synced with British propulsion logic, validated in real-time simulation environments. That's how modern airframes evolve without massive redesign delays. The result? Lower observability, higher sustained speed, integrated electronic dominance, and a propulsion system that doesn't just power the aircraft, it enhances its survivability envelope. The bigger question is no longer whether stealth is possible, it's whether integration is seamless enough to maintain advantage over the next decade of sensor evolution. Because in modern air combat, visibility is vulnerability, and propulsion is no longer just thrust, it's strategy.
This isn't just a fighter decision, it's a NATO autonomy decision. A Rolls-Royce powered Gripen fleet gives Canada something critical: strategic hedging. Instead of relying on a single superpower supply chain for parts, software access, and upgrades, Canada diversifies its defense backbone within a trusted allied framework. That means resilience. If supply chains tighten or political leverage shifts, operational continuity remains in Canadian hands. Sovereign sustainment, greater control over software, stronger negotiating power inside the alliance. Now look at the bigger picture. Northern tier NATO members face the same Arctic realities: extreme cold, long patrol distances, sparse infrastructure. If this propulsion setup proves optimized for endurance and cold weather performance, it could become a template for agile northern air forces seeking flexibility without breaking interoperability. So does this hybrid partnership secure Canada's aerial dominance for the next 30 years? Dominance depends on execution, but deterrence through autonomy? Absolutely possible, because the future of NATO air power won't just be about speed or stealth. It will be about who controls sustainment, software, and supply chains. And that's where real power lives. Thanks for watching. See you in next.